¿Les gustaría tener más de 1 millón de personas en su red? Bueno, pues démosle la bienvenida al distribuidor máster de Dwayne Dyer.
Gracias, thank you. Thank you. I love this business. I don't know anywhere else where you can have so much fun, where you can work so hard, but where you can just enjoy the amount of income that you can make. And I know that when Gordon and Joe woke up this morning and they took a shower, they had no idea that they were going to be singing La Bamba to you this morning. They had no idea. There's no other business that will allow them to do that type of thing. So fun. Now I have a few minutes here, and what I'd like to do is share with you some ideas about getting going, getting your business going. If there's just one new idea that you learned this morning, it'll be well worth your time coming here on a Sunday morning. You've heard me say this before. I have great respect for you for being here today, because you could be doing other things on a Sunday. It's a beautiful day outside. You could be boating. You could be bicycling. You could be doing something else. What? Sleeping. You could be sleeping. You know, when I came in this morning, all the lights were really dark. And I thought, I think there's some people that had too much tequila last night. But you're not sleeping. You're here. And you're here to learn. And you're here to take some notes. And that means a lot to me, because it means that you are all leaders already. You are already premiers, 100Ks, 200Ks, 500Ks. You just maybe not been recognized yet. But this is what leaders do. And so I compliment you sincerely for not sleeping, for getting up and getting in the shower and getting here this morning. What I got, yes, give yourselves a round of applause. I woke up this morning. Last night, when I went to bed, there was banging, really hard banging. Not from the room next door. It was like it was just hard banging like pipes, like something was broken. And so when I woke up this morning, and I got in the shower, I only had cold water. No hot water. 5-star hotel. No hot water. So I called the front desk. I said, there is no hot water. And they said, we know, we're so sorry, but it's under repair. I thought, great. What do? You turn on the shower, and you take a cold shower. And I thought, I hope this isn't a sign of what today is going to be like. But you know, that cold shower, what I learned was that cold water in Mexico is not as cold as cold water in Utah. Utah would have been much colder. So actually, after a couple of minutes, it felt fine. I was able to take a normal shower. It actually felt really good. And my mind was awake and clear. And I thought, this is going to be a good day, even with a cold shower. And look at already. I got to see Gordon and Joe sing La Bamba. Joe says he learned that song in high school. And he only learned it phonetically. He didn't see it written, only he heard it. And it stayed with him all these years, where he can sing La Bamba here in Mexico City to you. That's so cool. It's just going to happen. There's just so good. Now I have some notes here somewhere. Okay. A number of years ago, one of my mentors taught me that he puts on the first thing he can see in the morning. Many of us, it's our laptop or our computer screen. Some of it's a bathroom mirror. Whatever it is we look at, we list the things that we know to be of great truth, great importance to us. Something that we look at every day to remind us. We call this something that we know to be absolutely true, our own personal affirmation. We call it an affirmation. I don't know what word that is in Espanol. Same. It's the same word. And so, over time, I have written my own personal 10 affirmations. I'm going to give you mine. Mine might not necessarily be yours, but they have served me well. I've gotten to 500K, and hopefully I'll rank advance farther if we just continue to work and do what we've been doing. But here's my 10 affirmations for you that I'm going to give you this morning. I look at them every single day. I have them on me all the time, just as a reminder. You'd think I would have them memorized, but I can't memorize anything. I hardly remember my name half the time. The first one is to learn how to work smart. There's a difference between working and working smart. Sometimes in our business, we feel like we're working when we get caught up doing busy things. Going to the post office, buying office supplies. That's not building our business. The thing that builds our business is contacting new people and then having those new people become Zango distributors in our organization. And then working with those new people to help them become a 1K as quickly as possible. That's working smart. So everything else that we do has to be an appendage or has to be a subset to that central goal of recruiting new people into our business. Because that's the only way our business is going to go. Now, there's a number of ways of recruiting new people. We were talking to a group this morning that wants to go and have a business in Brownsville, Texas. So I said to them, if I was going to do a business in Brownsville, Texas, I would probably run a little advertisement in the newspaper there. And I would probably just say something like, multinational company expanding into Brownsville, seeking Spanish-speaking individuals. Please, or I wouldn't say please, I'd just say email resume to, and I would give an address. I use a very generic address, ceo@actionemail.net, but whatever your email address is. I know that the ad will cost me maybe $75. I know that if I work with 3 or 4 people together, that I can split the cost of that to maybe just $25 each. I know that I'll get 50 to 100 respondents from that ad. I'll collect their name, address, their resume, because I want their information. I know that I can contact them by email, and I know that out of those respondents, I'll get 4 or 5 new sign-ups. I won't get all 50, I won't get all 100, I already know that. But I'll get 4 or 5 new people to work with in Brownsville. Now, I know if these girls go to Brownsville, they're going to have a lot of fun. They're not just going to do work, they're going to go to the beach, they're going to go to restaurants, they're going to have some fun. But you know what? That's a good thing in business, to have some fun while you're building your business. So that will create an international leg for them. They'll go to Brownsville and then they'll start a business in the United States. It doesn't matter if you sponsor in Tijuana, or Texas, or Tokyo, or Toronto. Any place else with T's that I can think of? It doesn't matter. It's all the same global business in your organization. How many of you would like to have an international business? Sure. It's fun. I think international business is fun. More than half my income, 53%, comes from business outside of my home country of the United States. More than half. My business is in Japan. My business is in Taiwan. My business is in the UK. My business is in Russia. My business is in Mexico. That creates a more stable business. Because if the United States has an economic downturn and Mexico is growing, my business still thrives, still grows. So, number one, learn how to work smart. Don't get caught up in busy work. Focus on what is the most important thing that's going to build your business, and that's bringing in new people. Everything else is just busy work to that. Number two, bring energy. Bring energy. When you answer the telephone, you have a smile on your face because they can feel it on the other side. When you're typing an email, you bring energy and be positive. You can do so much damage. If you're in a bad mood, your organization's excited, and they call you for help, and you are negative to them, you can destroy years of work. So if you're in a bad mood, don't answer the phone. Don't answer emails. You go put yourself in a good mood before you start your day, or you don't talk to your organization, because you need to be positive and upbeat. You need to bring energy every day. I think that's the one reason why the executives in Utah who love to come to Mexico so frequently is because you bring energy in everything you do. It's just your life. It's your passion. I don't know what it is about the Mexican culture, but you live for life. That Hard Rock Cafe, when they said that they were going to open an invite, they could do that in the United States. They would have had maybe 200 people show up. But I knew that when they made that announcement here in Mexico, they would get thousands of people to show up. And I'm sure that's what happened. Because that's the passion of what you have here. You carry that passion into your business, and you'll be successful. I wish we could bottle that passion and give it to other distributors. For instance, the UK. They're terrible. They have no passion. I don't know what is wrong with those people. Am I right, Chewy? And network marketing companies don't do very well in England because the people are not passionate about anything. But here in Mexico, there's great passion. And so bring that to your business. Number three, be prepared. Be prepared. Always be ready to do business. Have a brochure with you all the time. Have a flash drive, thumb drive, memory stick, whatever you call it, that has key information you can show someone right away. Have that with you all the time. I carry it with me all the time. Very few times have I been caught unprepared, and it frustrates me every time. One time there was a person on an airplane who was very interested in Zango, and I had nothing with me. And I thought, that will never happen again. I'm always going to be prepared. I give the story of Ed Johnson, 100K Premier, out of San Antonio, Texas. He has one of the largest organizations in Taiwan. He's never been to Taiwan. He just loves to eat. Ed Johnson is a big man. You know Ed Johnson, where you met him? He's 100K Premier in the shrimp market. He's a big man. Anybody know Ed Johnson? Okay, you know who he is. He has never been to Taiwan, but he told his team, for the next 30 days, we're only going to eat in Chinese restaurants. And every Chinese restaurant we're going to go to, we're going to flip out a brochure and give it to the waitress or to the owner, telling them that we're starting a new business in Taiwan. Now he does this very quickly. He has a flip of the wrist. He can flip it. It comes from the ancient Texans who used to do the thing like that. He just flips it right out of his pocket. So he's in a Chinese restaurant, and he's talking to what he thought was the waitress. He didn't know she was the owner of the restaurant. And he flipped out this brochure. And he said, we're starting Zango in Taiwan. And here's a bottle of the product. We're going to leave it in your restaurant as good luck. Because Chinese are they love good luck. So I'm going to leave you this bottle for good luck. She says, I want to know more. He says, well, it's network marketing. And she says, I love network marketing. And he says, well, can we speak to the owner? And she says, I am the owner. And she says, I'm losing money every month on this Chinese restaurant. And my family lives in Taiwan. And I want to be back in Taiwan with them. Her name is Catherine Shen. She's now a 200K premier. 2 years later. All from the flip of the wrist. By being prepared. Being prepared. Number 4, learn how to take a little risk and get out of your comfort zone. I know so many say, I just don't know if I can do this, if I can be a leader, if I can get on stage, if I can speak. I remember, I see Vicki Moreno here, and I remember how nervous she was a couple of years ago when she had to get up and give a testimonial. Do you remember that? In front of convention when? Last year or year before? And now, she's so natural. It's not that it's gotten easier. It's because her ability has become better because she's done it more. And so that's what leadership does. That's the one thing I love about our business, is that it will create leaders from people who had no idea they had that potential inside of them. I remember doing a meeting one time in the Philippines, and I asked a question. I said, who in this room feels like they're the least important person in the room? I wasn't expecting an answer. I thought that was a rhetorical question, one that you do not answer. And this lady raised her hand. And I said, would you stand up? And she really, I said, would you get up here? I brought her up to the front of the room. I put her in a chair. And I said, tell me your name, where you're from. She was from a small area in the Philippines. I said, why do you feel like you're the least important person in this room? She says, because I'm just a Filipino maid. I said, okay. I said, the rest of you in this room can listen. And I'm going to help her understand what great potential she has within her to become a 1K, to become a 5K, to become a 20K, and to become a premier. Why? Because I've seen it. I've seen people who thought they could never do anything but be a Filipino maid go on to become premiers and completely change their life and the life of everyone that ever had gone before them. They were what I call chain breakers. They broke a pattern in their family. They broke out and became something better because they reached the potential that was within them. I love that about our business. But it all involves taking a little risk. She had to take a risk of just raising her hand and saying that she felt like she was the least important person in the room. Because of that, I took a personal interest in her and her success, as did others in the room as well. Number 5, stay focused. This is on my board. Stay focused. It's so easy to get distracted. If you get distracted and you don't stay focused, your business will not grow and you will not reach your goals as quickly as you could have if you'd have stayed focused in your business. Stay focused. Stay focused. You do not need to be entertained. There's one couple up in Canada. Every week, they email me about a new network marketing opportunity that's come to Canada. Every week, they want to know if I know something about this company. Every week, I email them back with basically the same message. Why do I even care? I know the founders of Zango. I know the goodness of their hearts. I know their personal integrity in being responsible for their business. They will not let us down. Gordon and Joe and Aaron and Kent and Brian and Gary will make sure that the products are the best quality. They'll make sure that the Zango management team does their job well. They'll bring on people like Robert Conley and Larry McFarland and other great management teams. They'll make sure that the commission checks, that the money's in the bank, so that we don't have to worry about that. So why would I even look at another opportunity? I know the compensation plan in Zango is identically the same for 7 years. It has not changed. Some companies change their compensation plans every 3 or 4 years. Zango, the compensation plan is the bank. You can rely on the Power Start bonus, the unilevel bonus, the global bonus pool will always be there because our founders are committed to your success. So why would I look at something else? Stay focused. What is this, number 6? Number 6, remain committed to your business, to your path that you're on. Remain committed to it. Give it time to work. If you're following the counsel of your leaders and you're working with people who are successful, remain committed to it. Too many times, I see people, they become a 1K, they become a 5K, they become a 20K, and then they decide that they're going to do something completely different in building their business. And their business starts to go backwards. And I always ask myself, why didn't they stay committed to the track that they were on? They knew how to become a 1K. They knew how to become a 5K. They built themselves to 20K. They built themselves to Premier, or even 100K. So stay committed to that program. Maybe it's getting boring. Maybe you have to do the same thing every day. You have to get up, you have to take a shower, you have to work with the people that you personally sponsor, you have to help them to grow to the next level. Maybe that becomes boring and they want to go sponsor a NASCAR race, or they want to do something completely off the thing, and then their business declines. Or they spend a lot of money on some ad and it doesn't work the way they thought it would. Stay committed to the path that you're on. It'll take you all the way to 500K. It took us 72 months to become a 500K Premier. 72 months. There were people that made it sooner. And that was a bit of a frustration. I was happy for them. But I knew that if I continued to do what I was doing, we would eventually get there. Now, I think we had some help. Yesterday I mentioned the Mexican pyramids. Teotihuacan. I just got to the top and I made a goal. And I said, I'm going to be 500K by the end of the year. Help. And it just seemed like it opened up. And all the business just changed. And people just came in. And boom, there we were. Had to buy a couple of meal packs. Yes, but it worked. And we became not just 500K, but 500K Select. Which means we built it on a good foundation. We stayed committed to our program. I have a list of all my personally sponsored on my computer. Next to my list of my personal affirmations, I look at my personal sponsors. And I ask myself every day, what can I do today to help Gordon? What can I do today to help Eugene? What can I do today to help Nicholas? I'm always constantly looking at my group and asking, what can I do to help them? Because I know that if they grow, I grow. It's the way it works. It's a wonderful compensation plan. Number 7, Learn to have some insurance in your business. Now, I'm not talking about insurance policies. I'm not talking about medical insurance or car insurance. I'm not talking about that kind of insurance. I'm talking about insurance, meaning build wider than what you need to qualify. That's insurance. You don't want to come into a situation where your business is so narrow that you cannot, that you get trapped and have to helping them all the time. You want to continue to build wide enough to where you're secure at each level. So if you're a 1K, you're a secure 1K, you have insurance. If you're a 5K, you're wider than the requirement, so you have insurance. If you're a 20K, you're wider than just 3 5Ks. If you have 4 or 5 5Ks, you have insurance. So continue to build on that platform. Don't build so narrow and get to title fast, because that will be a frustration for you. Build on solid foundations. I'm sure when those pyramids were built, they did not build one block straight up to the top. They built a huge foundation around the base, and they started layering it right up to the top. And they built probably the most solid foundations on earth is the shape of the pyramid. It starts with that secure foundation, that insurance. Number 8, learn to consistently recognize success. Recognize success. When someone rank advances, you recognize them to everyone. When someone sponsors a new distributor, you recognize them. And that goes right along with number 9. I'll talk about these two together. Edify everyone. Edify. What's the Spanish word for edify? Same. Multiplicado? Is that what you said? Same. Learn to edify everyone in your organization. Build them up. This business is all about building people. Build people. Take the person who thinks she's the least valuable because she's only a Filipino maid and build her. Build people up. This business is about making bad men good and good men better. That's what this business is all about. Our products bless people's lives. We have a business now in Russia. Rui and I were in Russia together a while ago. Didn't know he was going to be there. He didn't know I was going to be there, but we were there together. Russian men only live to be 59 years old. That's the average age for a Russian male. In Mexico, it's much higher. In the United States, it's much higher. Why would a Russian male only live to be 59 years old? I thought maybe it's the Russian women. Maybe they do something. No, I learned. I could see clearly when I was there what the problem was. Every meeting, every restaurant, every hotel, every place we went is full of smoke and vodka and smoke everywhere. We were at the Marriott Hotel. The Marriott Hotel usually is non-smoking. In Moscow, Russia, there's a layer of smoke over the room. Your clothes are smoke. Now I'm thinking, our message of Zango is going to be Zango juice. It's going to be lifestyle. It's going to be 365. It's going to be Elaviv. It's going to be Junie hair care products. By the way, those are all coming to Mexico. Isn't that cool? So cool. We're wanting to really explode. We have glimpse. We're going to bring more than just the message of money to Russia. We're going to bring a lifestyle change. Hopefully, we're going to increase the rates of men from 59 to 65 to 75 to 85 to to where it should be and change. That's the message that we're going to bring. It's the bigger message of Zango, is blessing people's lives, making them healthier, both physically and financially. That's our message to Moscow. And we're going to do a good job of it. Zango is going to make an impact there. It's going to take a long time, but it will work. And the last one, number 10, and this is probably my favorite. We saw it this morning. It's throughout the entire Zango culture. I have it on my list because I want to remind myself of this all the time. You have to have fun. You have to have fun. You have to have fun. Do the Hard Rock Cafe. Do the La Bamba. Do the dance. Do the singing. No, have fun. Have fun in your business. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. When we were driving over here this morning, I made the comment. I was watching some of the, I don't know what employees they are. They're dressed in black. I don't know if they're the police, the National Guard, or some sort of government. But they're standing in little booths on corners throughout the city. I don't know who they are. Some sort of, it looks like some sort of government protection. Something. They stand there all day. And they, every one of these guys, I looked at every one of them as we drove. And every one of them looked so bored. They're standing there just watching cars go by. And I thought, you could not pay me $1 million to do that. I would not do that. Because my life is worth more than that. Standing there watching cars go by. I'm sorry. There's more to life than that. So go have some fun with your business. Those are my personal 10 affirmations that I carry with me. You make your own. You make your own. You make your own list. But you look at it every day. Thank you so much for having me here.